Yesterday we have completed journal entries. Journal entries, then ledger postings, and from the ledger postings, we have seen how the trial balance is actually drafted. Now, the same thing from the trial balance. I want to teach you from the trial balance how the process begins. So, it goes to the preparation of final accounts. So, that is what here we are going to do, how that goes on. Now, whatever we have completed yesterday, now all the things I'm putting into the trial balance once again. Now, this is our trial balance. So here it is done, recording of these things. Now, I will tell you very simple logic how you are going to remember. And both the sides, the total got tallied, ma. So here, on both the sides, the total was showing. And I said the totaling is very important in this one because here the total gets tallied means our sum is correct. So that is what the tallying of total is very important. So I said this is a statement which can be prepared in the mid of the year, mid of the financial year, to make sure that until whatever they have done, it's going on perfect. Now, just see here, I'll tell you trial balance before proceeding to the further statement. Let me tell you the trial balance, as I said, trial balance is a class from the classification. We are going to take one is real account and one more is nominal. So only remember these things. So real account, that to real account with all assets and liabilities. Here I'll write the rule. Just see. So trial balance is going to have TB, I'm writing trial balance. How it is going to, I'll tell. Debit, it is going to have, first let me write the real rule. Real rule, I am making it as assets and liabilities. So that is debit assets, credit liabilities. Whereas nominal is as usual, same. Nominal, no change. Nominal will be the same. Nominal, what we are going to have? Debit expenses, and credit, we are going to have incomes. The same rule, I'm here following it. Okay, now I'll tell you in the trial balance how this appears. So, in the trial balance, remember, we are going to have debit, real, and nominal assets. So, that means debit, we are going to have what? Assets and expenses. And what is the rule? I'm following the same thing. So, in the credit, what we are going to have? According to the real credit side, liabilities, no? So, liabilities and incomes. So, this is a rule you are going to always remember. This is going to be very, very important. You are going to remember. Okay, understand, ma? So these things, if you go with these things, this is going to be very, very helpful for you people to keep in a mind and for the further posting also. So that is the reason I said just go with this one. So just will observe whatever I was telling. Trial balance, debit side should be assets and expenses. Credit side should be liabilities, incomes. And this is what I'm not creating my own. It is from the real and nominal that we follow. Now just see, cash is an asset. So obviously its opening balance is on which side? Debit. Bank is also asset, so it is on debit. Purchases. Purchases means here the goods are coming in. So that's why the goods are coming in. So that's why again it is a part of something coming in. So it is going to be on this side. Or else if you want to take purchases means expenses. So in that manner also it stands on the debit side only, no? So likewise the sales, if it is you treat it as asset, then goods are going out. No, if you're treating as a something like incomes, then it coming in. So either the way the transaction is justified. Then capital. Capital is a liability because some or the other day I have to pay him back. So that's what here. Then I said, here in the trial balance, we are going to have one, we'll follow only real and nominal mark. Personal will not come here. So that is the reason whatever the amount, if a person, actually here we have only one person, that's why to make you understand, I have written like that. But or else if we have only of 2 to 3 people altogether, and that balance brought down comes on the credit side, then we are going to name them as a creditors. And if the balance brought down is coming on the debit side, then we are going to name them as a debtors. So creditors means I have to pay, debtors means I should get. So that's why what I have to pay is a liability and what I have to get is a asset. Next is machinery. You know it's an asset. Next, interest received. It's an income I said. So that's why on the credit side, drawings. Drawings comes on the debit side because when the person is he is paying the capital, then he I have to be liable. But if the business amount, if that fellow is taking, then I am at the benefit side because I can skip the payment of from the 50,000. I can skip 8,000. I need not pay him because he took already. Why I'll pay extra? That's why it is a benefit. So it comes on the is opposite side. Remember, drawings always comes on the opposite side. I will not treat it as asset, but it comes on the opposite side. Next, loan from the Rajiv. Loan from the Rajiv, it's a loan we are taking, so obviously it comes on the credit side. And the last rent is it's a expenses, so on the debit side. Now I'm going to draw the final statements accounts. So mainly final statements accounts we have in this format. So we are going to have, let me yeah. First foremost statements comes is a trading account. Here, the final statement is meant to prepare about knowing about a balance sheet. because here why we are preparing until now it was only the main reason was we need to record it and we need to classify it, we were doing it, but now we want to know whatever we have recorded, is the company is in the profitable side or is it in the loss side? So I said now accounting means recording, classifying, summarizing, then analyzing. So this is what we are analyzing. Means is my company is earning profits? In what position we are in? So first trading account we are going to do, and for everything we are going to write for year so and so. I think here it is 97. No? So like this we are going to write. And here when we prepare this one, so in this one we have two income statements and we have one balance sheet statement. So in this one, two income statements, one income statement is going to tell us about only the factory side, the direct expenses we can say, and one more thing, it is going to one more income statement is going to tell me about the indirect expenses. So that is what here we are going to learn about it. So in this trading account, I'll write you four main things are important. Whether he gives or not, you are supposed to write. I said it's all about a stock, means direct expenses, especially about a factory. So a factory is always in the production side. So first foremost thing is to opening stock, because if we have opening stock, we'll send the opening stock only, no. So here we are going to have opening stock first. And if the opening stock is on this side, then I'm going to have the closing stock on the opposite side. So here we are going to write closing stock on this side. Then after opening stock, I may have a doubt that whether I may have a sufficient goods or not. So that's why what I'm going to do it, I'll try to go for purchasing extra. Means my stock should not be become less while in the process of production. So that's why I'll go for purchases here. When I'm going to purchases here, then opposite to that, I'm going to write buy sales like this. So whether he is giving or not, make sure that these 4 points you are going to mention in your trading account. And most of the time, these four things he's going to mention for sure. So what is that? First, opening stock on debit, closing stock on credit, purchases on debit, and sales on the credit. And one more thing, in even in the preparation of trading account and as well as P&L account, whatever the trial balance rule I'm following, the same I will follow. That is, I'm talking about trial balance and trading account and P&L account. It's all about income statements, I said. So that means I will take only nominal rule. Expenses on debit, incomes on credit. So that is what here we are going to do it, the same thing. Now, or else very simple is in the trial balance, when we are recording about trading and P&L, in the trial balance, where the posting, you are going to post on the same side. Now, for example, I'm talking about purchases. Purchases, all here we have purchases. It's standing on which side? The total is on debit side. So I said simply we are going to post the same amount in that same 13,000 on the debit side only, because it is an expense. Now, sales amount is on which side? The sales amount is on the credit side. So simply I'm going to post 16,500 on this side like this. And apart from this one, we don't have any other things. So simply what we are going to do, we are going to total it. So when I'm totaling it, 16,500, 3,000. So whatever the balance I got it, I'm going to post as 2, because it is a gross profit. Why it is called gross profit means here the posting is still left over. Still the expenses are there which are to be deducted. So that is what the continuation we are saying. So here the expenses are to be what we call still they may be some kind of expenditure. So still it may go for further direction. So that's why we call it as a gross profit. It means it's not an ultimate profit. There can be some sort of further deductions. So that is what I'm trying to explain in this one. So this is done now. So here we didn't had any much expenses. So usually here, if we are going to have expenses also, we'll have all the factory related expenses now. 16,500. Factory related expenses means carriage inwards, freight, octroi, dock dues, gas, fuel, whatever the factory related things will be there, that all you are going to have in this one. Now, after this one, we are going to have the next statement is P&L statement. So here P&L statement, what we are going to have P&L statements means after leftover with factory expenses, there are some expenses which happens in the organization that is called indirect expenses. Now, usually I said factory, the labor will be there who are going to help in production and all those things. But for planning of the production, for getting the stock, all these things has to be done sitting in the office, no? So here we will have office staff also. The plannings and all these things will go in the office. So that means here we have other people also. So that's why other kind of expenses also will be done. So for indirect expenses which are not directly happening with the production, but without them the production cannot be like smooth. So that kind of indirect expenses we are going to record in the P&L. Now this is done. Now what I'm going to do is, I said no, gross profit we have taken. Now whatever the expenses here I have to take out, that I have to transfer here, no? So that's why we'll get that gross profit. We are going to call it as brought down, because from there I'm getting no. So how much we are left over in that one? 3,500. Then I said, what we are going to do here, we'll see any expenses are there. Now, cash is asset, bank is asset, purchases over, sales over, capital is liability, debtors, creditors asset, machinery. Yeah, here we have interest to receive. Interest received is what, ma? It's a income purely. So that's why that interest received I'm going to take here. Where the amount is, I said simply have a look in the trial balance. Wherever the postings will be, you're going to post. And I said here, like income statements also, debit for will be expenses, credit will be incomes, and interest received in the trial balance is on the credit side. So simply what I'm going to write, by interest received. How much? 500 over. Now here we have one more thing, that is rent is also there. So what we are going to write here, to rent 600. Now I'm going to balance it. So here it is 4,000, 4,000 minus 6,000, 600, it is how much? 3,400. So we call this one as net profit. Means now it is no more has to be gone with any kind of deductions. ఇది మనం ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అని అంటాం, ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ టు క్యాపిటల్ ఓనర్. బికాస్ అన్ని డిడక్షన్స్ అయిపోయాయి కదా, సో అన్ని డిడక్షన్స్ అయిపోతే ఓనర్కి ఇచ్చేసేయాలన్నమాట ఇంకా. Because he is the one who has spread so much of money in the business kabatti, whatever the leftover money is there, we are going to hand over to him. So that is what here we are doing it. So here we are going to transfer to the owner. Now this income statement is also done. So whenever I'm going to write net profit, it means that my there will be no further deductions. All the deductions have been taken అని అర్థం అన్నమాట. So that is what here we're going to call net profit. ఇందాక అక్కడ మనం net profit అనలేదు, we call it as gross profit. Whenever I use the word gross profit, it means there are some still certain kind of adjustments are there అని అర్థం. But now once I have taken it as a net profit, then there are no further deductions. We can move further అని అర్థం. Now the last statement comes as financial statement. So this is very important statement. సో ఇప్పటి వరకు చేసింది కరెక్టా రాంగా ఏమీ తెలియదు. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఫినాన్షియల్ స్టేట్మెంట్లో ఈ లాస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ టాలీ అయ్యింది అంటే మాత్రం డెఫినెట్లీ ఆర్ సమ్ ఈస్ కరెక్ట్. బట్ ఇక్కడ టాలీ అవ్వలేదు అంటే మాత్రం సమ్వేర్ వీ హ్యావ్ డన్ ఎ రాంగ్. Why it is going to get tallied? Because it's definite ma, we have posted everything twice. So when everything is posted twice అని అన్నప్పుడు that all the postings I'm going to call as on year end 1997. No? So definitely all the postings have been completed with the twice posting. So somewhere every posting was double time. So here, whatever now ultimately we are going to post in this one, every posting was going through with one liability effect, one asset effect. Definitely, it's quite common. So that is what it has to get liabilities, amount, assets, amount. So it has to get tallied అనమాట. And why we always write on the liabilities first means మన దగ్గర డబ్బు వస్తున్నాయి కదా మనం అసెట్స్లో ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాము. సో ఆల్వేస్ ద లైబిలిటీ షుడ్ కమ్ అంటే సోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫండ్ షుడ్ కమ్ ఫస్ట్ స్టాండ్ ఫస్ట్ దెన్ వీ షుడ్ రైట్ అబౌట్ ద అసెట్స్. నా ఫస్ట్ హియర్ ఫస్ట్ ఫార్మోస్ట్ దెర్ ఈస్ అ ప్రొసీజర్ మా ఫర్ హియర్ ఆల్వేస్ ఏదైనా క్యాపిటల్ లేనిది మనం బిజినెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేయం కదా. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఫస్ట్ ఫార్మోస్ట్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు రైట్ ఆల్వేస్ క్యాపిటల్ ఓన్లీ. అండ్ ఈ క్యాపిటల్లో నుంచి I said na like drawings will be there. So here what we are going to do is we are going to minus drawings because drawings is the one that fellow has taken from us. So kabatti he has to వాడి ఓన్ అవసరాలకి తీసుకున్నాడు కాబట్టి ఐ యామ్ గోయింగ్ టు రెడ్యూస్ దట్ అమౌంట్ 50,000 నేను మొత్తం ఇవ్వను వాడికి ఎంత ఇస్తాను హౌ మచ్ ఈస్ లెస్ దట్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు గివ్ నౌ దెన్ ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ వన్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు యాడ్ the net profit. I said no, after all the things we have to give him, so that is what I'm giving the net profit. So net profit was how much? 3,400. So after minusing these and adding these, we are going to get the total of Nagtilsi 49,600. I think you're going to get it. I think it will be the same 49,600. Okay. Now, before proceeding, I'll see do I have any liabilities, anything extra. So, what did I said? ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్లో లయబిలిటీస్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి క్రెడిట్ అని చెప్పాను సో ఒకసారి క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ అమౌంట్స్ చూడండి నేను చూసి డైరెక్ట్గా పోస్ట్ చేస్తాం నా ఫస్ట్ వాస్ క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ సేల్స్ ఆల్రెడీ టేకెన్ క్యాపిటల్ ఆల్రెడీ టేకెన్ క్రెడిట్ యాడ్స్ వి డిడ్ంట్ టేక్ నో సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హియర్ నౌ నెక్స్ట్ ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ యాజ్ క్రెడిట్ యాడ్స్ how much is amount creditors amount is 2,500 and then we have Rajiv loan is there so Rajiv loan is also we have to take no so here we are going to take Rajiv loan from Rajiv we are going to take on this side just the amount is on a credit side now these things are all posted now come down here now what all we are left over all these things first cash was how much ma 30 then bank was 9,100 next purchases over sales over capital over creditors debtors yeah debtors is 8,000 on this side okay fine drawings is over loan from Rajiv is over everything is over now anything is left over nothing yeah sorry machinery is left no we forgot machinery machinery is how much is the machinery we got 20,000 now you're going to total it see all the things once again we'll check data machinery interest drawings loan yeah everything is done now please total it how much you are going to get it so 49,500 plus 15,000 plus 2,500 it's I'm getting 67,000 30,000. So here I'm getting 67,000. So 47, 5, 600, 15,000 plus 2,500. Yeah, we are getting on both the sides 67, 100. So now we have got totals tallied. That means we have done perfect. So there my balance sheet statement ends. So 67, 100 here, and as well as 67, 100 here. I think it's very clear for you people.